Hello folks and welcome on board a beautiful sunny morning. Beautiful day for flying, so let's get going. (119,055). We'll just go into Aberdeen, less than squawk a day and dock them. 1200 feet, levelling off, fuel pumps coming off, landing lights coming off. I'll go into Aberdeen's less than squawk. 4270. Winter Wonderland.
Autopilot.
Wow, wow, wow. What a beautiful day. So we're at 1,500 feet. We're just cruising along here. Temperatures and pressures are all looking good. There was a little glitch in one of the cylinder head temperatures just before I took off. But getting a bit of squealing noise coming through here just now. Oh, it's fit as my heater. Never mind. We'll open it fully and that'll do away with the squeaking noise. Just the wind whistling through the heater. Benna, he's looking beautiful there just now. Absolutely stunning.
Bristol 45 Bravo, contact Aberdeen radar 134.1, goodbye.
Aberdeen radar 134.1, Bristol 45 Bravo.
I've just messaged one of the shareholders. He lives just in a local village up here just now, and I've just messaged him saying I'm heading for him. So he might pick us up and be looking out when I arrive overhead.
Jet 90 kilo, descend flight level 80 and sound like 1070 degrees. Descend flight level 80, right hand 070 degrees, Jet 907.
The 3 minutes to Cullen now. That would be Pursoy.
Jet 90 kilo, descent altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1011. Descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1011, Jet 907.
Golf Bravo Juliet Victor Hotel, over altitude 2,000 feet over Menlo, visual was lost, type question 2118.380.
Golf Bravo
I'm just heating out Cullen and you.
78 and continue alongside.
Aye.
7,000, continuous alongside, Golf Victor Hotel.
Fits at 135,475.
So guys, I decided to do away with the ATC audio. It was getting a bit noisy. But what I'm doing is just turning offshore for a low height pass around Cullen. I'm in communication with my mate on shore, so he's keeping an eye on where I am. But hope you enjoy this. This is beautiful scenery.
That's about 400 feet.
Just keep going that track and you'll go right over ahead of me.
Negative 2,000 flying.
I'll get a right bonny video of new Cullen Beach, like in a bridge and that out there.
Have you got your GoPros running just now?
Yes, the camera's out in the wing here.
Here we've got a bird's eye view of Cullen Bridge with the sun shining through it. It's an old railway bridge, and also Cullen Harbour. We'll just increase the speed a wee bit in the video just to get down the coast a little bit quicker. So the next place down the coast that you're going to see is Sand End. The Sand End is where they do a lot of surfing. Unfortunately there was no surfers there today, it was too calm. The dive boat that you see just off to the right hand side there, it's pulling in electrical cables from the offshore wind farm. There'll be subsea divers in there connecting the cables to pull on shore.
Good afternoon, Helimed 79.
Element 79, Aberdeen radar, good afternoon, the Aberdeen KNH1011, information whiskey is current runway 34 in use, pass the message.
Whiskey 1011 from AC4, just lifted from scene to the southwest of Barnes, levelled 1010 feet 1011, and looking for a basic service inbound to join for the field VFR, no longer cut alpha.
So we've just went all the way down the coast, past Cullen, Sand End, Pertsoy.
Just coming up here is what they call the Boyne Quarry. They do a lot of sand and gravel and things like that. Just further inland for the Boyne Quarry there's actually a ruin called the Boyne Castle. Very interesting place to visit. Next on the list is a small beach called the Sands of White Hills, or what the locals call it, the Sands of White Hills. It used to be a beautiful sandy beach right down the coast with a little sheltered cove. Used to visit there quite often when I was younger. The next village along here is White Hills. This was my sort of home village I grew up in. The harbour used to be a very busy commercial fishing harbour, but now it's just a marina. There is the odd crab boat goes out of here, but it's still active. I mean, it's a very active harbour. There's quite a few small boats in there and yachts and things like that. And right at the end is what they call Black Pots, which is Black Pots Caravan Park, and it's a nice play park for all the kids and things like that. It's actually a very nice place to visit. Banff Links is the next part along here. A beautiful sandy beach. It tides in at the moment, but it's not that beautiful sandy beach. And then you come along and you've got Scotstoun and then Banff itself. Banff used to be a commercial fishing harbour as well. Macduff shipyards that there is now used to originally build boats out of Banff harbour here, but they moved across to Macduff. Beautiful image of Banff Bridge here. The next place along here is Macduff, and famous for making a lot of boats. Macduff shipyards is very active out of Macduff and build a lot of sea-going vessels. As we come round the corner here, this is Moorhead, and the village inside in the bay is Gardenstown, or Gamery as the locals call it. I spent a lot of my childhood down here. My grandparents were from this area. Absolutely loved it. Beautiful place to visit. Lovely place in the summertime. Come and visit. The rock that you see just off the harbour there is what the locals call the Muckle Rock. Muckle as in big, the big rock. Below us now is what they call Crivy, or Crovey as it's spelt, but the locals call it Crivy. The next two little coves here are the Mull Shore and Pennon. Pennon was made famous back in, I think it was the 80s, for the film Local Hero. The next place along the coast is Rosehearty. You'll see I've zoomed in on the lighthouse. Now the lighthouse used to actually, it was an RAF bombing range in here. There was boys offshore and the RAF used to come in with their fast jets and bomb targets in the bay. Sandhaven is the next place. They used to do a lot of boat building out of Sandhaven. There was some really nice boats built in Sandhaven. No longer building them there now. The place you see now is Fraserburgh, or the Broch as the locals call it. It's still a thriving fishing port. A lot of fishing industry still operates out of Fraserburgh. I normally don't do sort of voiceovers, but the problem was Aberdeen ATC was so busy with traffic going in and out, helicopters, commercial flights, you name it, that I thought the only way that I can do this is just do a voiceover. So I'm actually sitting here talking to myself, but I'm just repeating what I'd done. All the villages down the coast, right down as far as Fraserburgh, and what I'm doing now is I'm going to wait to descend really low height along the beach.
We'll go right round the outside of St Fergus, we'll stay to the outside edge, offshore.
TZ 893 Echo, speed 180 knots to left.
Speed 180 knots to left, TZ 893 Echo. TZ 893 Echo, are we allowed to set the glide?
TZ 893 Echo, descent altitude 2,500 feet and cleared ILS approach runway 34.
And altitude 2,500 feet, cleared ILS runway 34, TZ 893 Echo.
All the big,
Good afternoon, Logan 45 Echo Whiskey, descending flight number 120, Tango Foxtrot, station 76 with Echo.
Logan 45 Echo Whiskey, Aberdeen radar, good afternoon, vectors ILS approach runway 34, information X-ray is cut in and just under 40 miles from touchdown.
Roger, ILS 34, Logan 45 Echo Whiskey.
Autopilot, disconnect.
so we're going to descend here for...
We're happy with the conversion.
Logan 45 Echo Whiskey, Roger, descent altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1011, deconfliction service outside.
Deconfliction, descent to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1011, Logan 45 Echo Whiskey.
TZ 893 Echo, speed 160 knots to left.
Speed 160 knots to left, TZ 893 Echo. Copy, radar, afternoon, over. 36 Alpha is with you, passing altitude 1,900, clear 3,045 miles departure.
About 36 Alpha, Aberdeen radar, good afternoon, route direct Ocean Endeavour.
Direct the Ocean Endeavour, Alpha 36 Alpha.
Logan 45 Echo Whiskey, descent altitude 5,000 feet.
Descent altitude 5,000 feet, Logan 45 Echo Whiskey.
Logan 45 Echo Whiskey, turn right heading 005 degrees for established on the localizer.
005, reporting established, Logan 45 Echo Whiskey.
Approaching waypoint.
This area that we're approaching is a place called The Beacon. It's an offshore lighthouse. Back in 2005 there was a fishing vessel named the Sovereign, photograph showing, that ran ashore back in 2005. All the crew were taken off, so it was a happy ending. Well, apart from the boat was wrecked. So what I've done, I've descended low height for a bird's eye view along the coast from basically Fraserburgh to Peterhead. Unfortunately tide's in at the moment, however when the tide's out this is all beautiful sandy beaches. There's actually a bird sanctuary just on shore, it's called the Loch of Strathbeg. Back in World War II there used to be float planes, I believe, or so I believe, was based there. that strip of water you can see just on shore, that's actually what they call the Loch of Strathbeg. As I say, I believe there was some sort of float planes that was based there during the World War II, from what I understand. So here we're just approaching Rattray Head Lighthouse. In a few minutes here we'll be heading back on shore and returning to Longside Airfield. So we're just remaining outside St Fergus gas terminal, and we're climbing up to a safe altitude before we step back on shore. I've climbed up to 1,500 feet here just for safety, just for stepping back on shore. The piece of land you see jutting out from the into the sea there, that's actually Peterhead Harbour, and it's a huge fishing industry which is still thriving, and there's a lot of vessels, different sizes, various types, fishing out of Peterhead. So we're just turning back on shore, and we'll be landing at Longside in the next few minutes. Longside has got a short grass runway orientated basically north-south. The wind at the time was about 3 knots from the south, so I decided to line up for an approach on the grass runway. Now I knew that the grass was frozen and it would be rather hard and slidey, so I didn't want to brake too hard, so I just decided that I would use the full length of the 300 metres that was available. As you'll see, what I didn't anticipate was how bumpy it was going to be.
We're going to do approach for the grass runway. Well, it's never a narrow, it's very short. So I'm going to have a go at this.
With the grass runway approaching from the north to the south, you have got the problem of the road running east-west, and you're crossing the main road.
Nothing in the road. There's a car coming here, but he's well past. I'll stop.
So as we're taxiing back to hangar, I would like to apologise for the lack of videos. A thing called work gets in the way of fun, I'm afraid, and that's one of the main reasons. I would like to point out that I follow a few guys on YouTube, Shortfield and also the Flying Reporter, and one thing that the Flying Reporter documented was the lack of people coming into the sort of light sport and the general aviation side of flying, and he was mentioning about spare seats. I've always got a spare seat. If there's anybody on here that watches these videos that live in the local area, by all means get in touch with me. I would be more than happy to take anybody for a flight. Free of charge, I never charge anything, it's totally and utterly up to them. The object here is to encourage people into aviation. It's as simple as that, and give people the enjoyment of flight like what I enjoyed. At the time this video goes out, there is a fly-in at Buchanero Club alongside Airfield on the 15th of June 2024. If anybody would like to attend, by all means, get yourselves along here and see what it's all about. Cheers guys, thanks, bye.